Hello. Got this problem again. Okay, so one of the things that I've found about doing these videos, or while doing them, is well, one, I talk way too much in too much depth, too much detail. Yeah, I also tend to leave lots of gaps when my brain is processing stuff, and I make noises like which all need to be edited out in the final product. On top of that, my software isn't great, really slow, and my laptop is just a psycho and will click buttons that I didn't ask it to click and all sorts of stuff. Which means the process gets really long. So that's one thing. The other thing is that obviously one of the big videos I wanted to do with this channel was my 1001 film series, where I review every film ever made. And I knew what I was going to do, and I went into it, lots of research, did the video, covered loads of topics, and then trying to find pictures and video that back up what I'm saying, and it just took so long with that software, with that laptop, that I was just, it was just taking too long, and it was kind of in the background when I did other stuff. And now we've come to my Terminator retrospective for the Schwarzenegger 101 series, which has also been obviously really long and difficult to edit. Then on top of that, I got a new job, which means my editing time has gone way down. So initially I was like, well, I can't do any more videos because these videos are taking up all my time, so I'm just gonna wait until they are done. But it's now been like 2 months at this point since I've done anything new, and I'm like, well, it's probably going to be ages till they're finished, because they're both really meaty and chunky, and also my laptop is making things go wrong, so that makes it difficult. So I thought, what I need is to do something fairly short and quick that I don't need to edit. And this is the result. Boom. So this is going to be just a kind of unedited series, just a series of videos. If I find I haven't uploaded anything in a while, but I've got like 2 or more videos on the go, I just want to avoid having to edit another video because it's going to take so long. So these are just like little time savers. So apologies, there'll be lots of pauses and weird noises. So, but I'm not going to edit them out. So tough. Okay. And I was like, what am I going to cover? What am I going to talk about in this? So I did a poll on Twitter to ask what people wanted me to talk about. I didn't say that. I just said, make your choice. And there were 2 winners of this poll, which I'll just have a really quick, brief... Okay, my phone must be upside down because the clock is upside down. I'll just have a quick, brief chat about this stuff. And I haven't got to edit it. Erasing. I'm tired. Okay, the number 1 winner, kind of, maybe, from the start, was Anger. Yes, Anger. Like Sun Anger by Metallica, but not, just Anger. Yeah, anger actually comes from a word originally meaning tight, which kind of works. So, to discuss this briefly, first time I was angry, I have no idea because I was a baby. Probably some food I didn't like, or I had pooed, or done something babies do, and cried about it. Last time I was angry was this morning. Just to briefly cover, I was in my car in the car park of a supermarket, and I quite busy, and I go to pull out. The car next to me just pulls in at that moment, and as I go to leave, it also reverses out. So we're both coming out at the same time, and I'm like, this is a bit weird. It's clear, I'm going to make it go for it. And as I go, the car comes speeding around the corner, and obviously I slam on the brakes, and the the guy in the passenger seat just does this as he goes past. Just really irritating. Okay, fine. Carry on. And I come to the junction in the car park. There's a little crossing here, lady at the crossing, and there's a car kind of a little bit down. Bear in mind it's a car park, so everyone is of course in first or second gear. Plenty of time, and I pull out and stop at the zebra crossing to let the woman cross. And this car, for that whole bit from way down there to getting to me, just puts his hand on his horn, the driver obviously, not the car, and goes mee. So it's kind of like this. Very annoying. I don't know why. He had plenty of time, he could see what I was doing. Got very angry and just passively aggressively drove very slowly. And then come out the car park, keep on driving, end up at a roundabout, and there's 3 of us around the roundabout, all with our right indicators on, and no one knows what to do. And we sit there for maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds. And I go, I've had enough of this, and I go. At which point the guy behind me beeps his horn. Why? Oh, it's so frustrating. Got very angry. And no. Stand by, none of those are my fault, but there we are. Okay. That was very handy this morning. Anger. Apart from that, besides that, I'm going to try and list 10 things that really make me angry. I may be stretching and I don't know if I'm going to get to 10, but let's see. See, and tell me if you agree. What things make you angry if you're listening to this? Leave a comment below, please. Like and subscribe. Okay, so 1, people that use their phones while driving really irritates me, because generally they drive like idiots, which is number 2. People that don't pay attention while they're driving, or they veer, or drive really slow for no reason on a motorway or whatever. Number 3, people that use the middle lane for no reason, and they're driving at like 10 miles below the speed limit, and are just, why do they not want to be known as that person that is in the middle lane? It doesn't make a difference. Just get over, because I can't do anything now. 4, people that don't indicate. Just tell me where you're going. Like, not as a stalker, just when I'm behind you in the car, just indicate right. And it happens a lot when I'm sitting at a roundabout and someone approaches from the other end and doesn't indicate, and I sit there and wait for them, and then they just turn off at the last second. These are all car-based. It's a very angry driver, obviously. Let's think of something not car-related. 5. People on like traffic cops and police interceptors and stuff like that. People that get in pursuits with police and then drive really dangerously, or they've assaulted someone, or they run away, and then the police catch up to them and they go, "What are you doing? Don't touch me." And it's like, you've just been in a pursuit. What do you expect the police are going to do? Gently shake your hand? Gets on my nerves every time. I do shout at the TV. I don't think I get angry at stuff. I'm not an angry person. Like, I'm not a violent person, but I do get angry at stuff. It's probably some dangerous political territory that I should avoid. 6. I'm holding my phone. 6. People that criticise the monarchy, the royal family, because they don't do anything. So, I mean, don't look into anything too political with that, but people that just criticise the Queen and go, "Oh, she's got loads of money. The woman works so hard, and she's in her 90s, and she's worked hard all her life for service to the country." I'm not going to go on a rant, but that really bugs me. It's tied to number 7, people that criticise celebrities because they're rich, and why are they complaining? And that bugs me. It's like, just because you've got money, you shouldn't have any problems. As long as, if these people are just getting on with their own lives and having a bit of sadness or whatever, fine. I mean, yeah, I get it if you're running around going, "My life is so crap," and you've got £1 million, but these people are entitled to have problems. And people go, "Oh, you got so much money, why have you got problems? Oh, you don't know what's going on in our lives." 8, conspiracy theorists. It's not a conspiracy if they're really after you. It's not correct. But conspiracy theorists, QAnon, anti-vaxxers, people that don't believe COVID's real. I've had a year of it, people, for crying out loud. Yeah. Oh, doing well. Okay, 9. I'm going to count it. The whiny sound my heater makes. If you can hear that, I'm really sorry. And I will touch on this, but yeah, my heater is making a noise. Okay, good. Number 10. Things that make me angry. That doesn't make me angry. Would do if I watched this back and you can't hear anything I'm saying. That'd make me angry. 10. The current state of my hair. This is probably longer than I've had it in about 31 years. I don't like it. And here in the UK, the barbers don't open until April the 12th, when I will be at work. Excellent. So you get this. I mean, initially thought I might be able to do a top knot with it, and it's just. Okay, there we are. Anger. Anger has been covered. Tell me what makes you angry, even if it's me. Yeah. Okay. The second option in the poll that people liked was Bob's Burgers. Ha ha ha. Love Bob's Burgers. Me and my wife, big fans of this, and I like Simpsons. I still like Simpsons. Wife, not so fussed. We used to really like Family Guy, but then there's only so many times you can watch the same joke over and over again, so no. I really like Rick and Morty, but again, it's a bit culty and a bit niche for my wife. But Bob's Burgers is brilliant, funny, fantastic stories, wonderful. Yeah. As a point, Bob is obviously short for Robert, which means bright with glory, which is not what I think of when I think of Bob Belcher. It's kind of the ironic bright with glory. But obviously, this is unedited, so there's no pictures, so you just have to Google what Bob Belcher looks like. So, wife WhatsApping me from work. Yes, and burgers. Burger is interesting. Burger is obviously an Americanism from the late 30s, which is short for hamburger. And a hamburger was originally someone from Hamburg. But then, of course, it became associated with the Hamburg steak. No one knows why. There's not some big link, possibly because loads of people came from Hamburg and immigrated to the United States, bringing with them their Hamburg steak. Then it became, you used to put the steak between bread and you would have a hamburger sandwich, which was shortened to hamburger. Boom. And then, of course, you started getting things like cheeseburger, which meant their burger became a thing on its own. And then they were like, what if people don't know what's in a burger? Let's call it a beef burger, which is where that comes from. It didn't really stick, though. Voila. As a side note, I was in, ages ago, Five Guys, and the people in the queue in front were having a debate about what makes a burger. And they were saying, it's got to be the meat, otherwise it's just a sandwich. You've got to have like a patty in there. To which the person with them pointed out, what about a chicken burger? Blew my mind. Anyway, first time we saw Bob's Burgers, I think was the episode where Bob is trying to teach Tina how to drive in an empty car park. And she drives toward the one other car in the car park. Brilliant. And that was it. I thought that was just fantastic. That's my Tina impression. And I haven't seen Bob's Burgers for ages because we had season 10, great, and then a massive gap. All of our series, I'm just waiting on the last season. Two Doors Down, Superstore, all these things, just in limbo. But yeah, there have been adverts for season 11 with the Predator. It's full of Arnold references, like the True Lies helicopter, the whole Terminator subplot to that special episode? Oh no, it wasn't a special episode, it was where Louise had written a story. And we've got the Predator coming up. Just, it's amazing stuff. Okay, 10 things that I really like about Bob's Burgers. This is going to be stretching. Okay, 1, Bob is awesome. I always looked at him as like my fatherly spirit animal. Him and Mike from the middle. people that I always thought I'd kind of aspire to if I ever had children. To the animation style, it's really nice, suits everything well, it's got a degree of realism with it, but it's easily identifiable, which is kind of the key to animation style. I love the use of the New Jersey accent, particularly in Linda. But I can't think what she says, but it's awesome. Yeah. The lack of theme song, which means we just get other music, which is kind of a common thread at the moment, but you get different music in the credits, which I think is really cool. 5, Teddy is an amazing character, and I love him. I think it's awesome. And while we're here, 6, Gene is an awesome character, with his little keyboardy thing. I don't know what that's called, but yeah, a lot of the jokes just come through him. They're amazing. 7, how worn Bob is, and I know that's the joke, but like the flat shoes and the bald spot and the greased t-shirt, I just think it's awesome. I love the way they represent kind of modern middle America, kind of like what the middle does, and there is a link really, I think, between the two. 8, the fact that it runs a burger restaurant, which is one of my favourite places to be, and I really miss them. They're awesome. I love the aesthetic of that. 9 is the fact that Bob makes burgers, which is awesome, and you've got all those individual ones, and I'm sure there was I think it might have been fan financed, but there's definitely a cookbook out there where you can make the burgers from the show, which blows my mind. I think that's awesome. 9, the fact that the guy that plays Bob is just using his natural speaking voice. He was on something on Feast or Fired. I can't remember. Was it the Burger Show? Where they looked at these burger recipes, and he's just Bob. If you close your eyes, he's just Bob. It's like Woody and Tom Hanks. That's amazing. Was that 9? I think that was 9. 10. Oh, come on. I like Bob's moustache, and I am inspired deeply by it, obviously. Cool. Thank you. Tell me what you think of Bob's Burgers. Please tell me you enjoy it as well, because that is the correct answer. Right, cool. Hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like, and share. Give me your opinions, give me your thoughts, and stay tuned, please, for the Schwarzenegger 101 Terminator retrospective, which is coming slowly, and eventually my 1001 film series. I apologise. And more delicious, awesome content. Okay, thank you very much, and farewell.